Hello, and welcome to what could probably be the best audio AP European AP review that could be on YouTube. And I'm just going to start, of course, with the Renaissance and Reformation, kind of like an introduction, because I mean, this stuff is really important to know for the test, even though it might not show up that much. Okay, so basically, it the Renaissance was like a golden age during, and like there were 15th and 16th century intellectuals. Like, okay, I'm really, really bad with names, so I'm gonna butcher them completely. Giorgio Vasarely. Oh, by the way, I'm using the Princeton AP European exam like book, so it's like cracking the AP exam, and I'm basically just voicing everything that's in here. So all credits go to them if they need credits. I'm not really that sure. Okay, so he was like a Giorgio Vasari was like a 16th century like painter and architect and like writer, and he basically used the word Italian word again. Really bad at pronouncing stuff. Rinascitia, which basically is spelled Rinascita with like an accent mark on top, and it basically meant rebirth to describe the era that he lived in. Of course, the era was da 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 Renaissance. Um, him, along with like all of the other artists and intellectuals, basically believed that their achievements were like completely separate from everything that happened during the Middle Ages, which they called like backwards and stuff because it's kind of thought that like during the Middle Ages they moved backwards and during the Renaissance they moved forwards. But um they kind of just said that they linked themselves with like the Greek and Roman world and basically like a revival and a rebirth of that sort of stuff. But again, but that they were just kidding themselves. There was a lot of stuff during the Middle Ages that actually influenced them, and technically they owe their achievements, both cultural and intellectual, to the medieval world more than they ever will actually acknowledge. Even but the Renaissance was still like a time that really significantly contributed to Western civilization, especially in literature, art, philosophy, and political and historical thought. And something that also came out of this period of time was our modern notion of individualism, and we all know what that is. Come on, like, I mean, now it's kind of a big thing. So if you don't know what it is, look it up. I mean, I'm pretty sure I pronounced that right. And this notion or idea also came out during the Renaissance because people wanted to like get personal credit for what they've achieved and what they have done. While during like the medieval age period of time, it was like all glory to God. God helped us do this, and they weren't really looking for like individual achievement stuff, which probably was why they didn't achieve much during those times. Okay. So basically, the rebirth basically happened in the Italian city-states, because I mean they were really big on like artistic and intellectual stuff. And eventually, the invention of the printing press by Johann Gutenberg during the mid 15th century allowed for like all of this stuff that was coming from out of the Italian city-states to basically spread to the other parts of Europe, which caused a different movement because the movement that happens in Italy is technically called the Italian Renaissance, and what's going to happen throughout the rest of Europe is going to be called the Northern Renaissance, and the Northern Renaissance is a lot different from the Italian Renaissance. But you know what? Wait, we'll have that later on. Okay, so basically, the Italian Renaissance writers were like more interested in like secular stuff, and like in the northern Europe, I guess I decided to dress it anyway. And the northern, like with the Northern Renaissance, it dealt with like more religious stuff, and it kind of helped like lead the way to like the Protestant Reformation, which was going to happen later on. Okay, so that was basically the introduction, and the next part is about the Italian city states, and I hope you watch it. Bye bye.